one trade rumour, which has not been quiet this week, Barn, is Jimmy Butler, who essentially officially requested a trade out of Miami. He was then suspended for 7 games by the team, by Miami. So the big question is, for you, where is Jimmy Butler going?
Well, as of this morning and yesterday, looks like the Suns, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
Yeah, they came out of nowhere. Well, I don't know why they weren't on my radar, really. I think it's because I didn't think anyone would ever take on Bradley Beal's contract. You imagine that Beal gets included in this, don't you?
Has to be.
He absolutely has to be. But then I can't imagine him making too much of an impact for the Heat, Tims, to be honest with you. Beal is a good player, but he just hasn't been performing for the Suns. I mean, they've lost 7 of their last 8. Yeah, they have to be winning more games than that, Tims. No, I think if they could land Jimmy, then it would be a really good addition, don't you?
I'm not sure what's going on here, to be honest. I mean, obviously Jimmy Butler's going to bring you more wins and make you a better team. But the Suns are the 12th seed in the West right now, Barn. They're 15 and 18. They've slipped right out of playoff contention after a good start to the year. They won 2 games in all of December. I mean, I don't know what's going on with the Suns. They've obviously had KD back lately. He started the season on fire.
Yeah.
But this Butler to the Suns trade talk is just confusing to me, to be honest with you. I don't quite understand. Does it make them a contender? On paper, Booker, Durant and Butler is a pretty lethal trio, right?
Tim's a contender. All they're trying to do is make the playoffs or the play-in at the moment. That's all they can do.
That is true. But I don't know. And also from Jimmy Butler's side, I mean, does he want to go to Phoenix now if he wants to win an NBA title? He's 35 years old now, Barn. Obviously, he's in the last stage of his career.
Yep. So, sorry, Tims. I thought what the Warriors were the perfect landing spot for him, to be honest with you. And it's only been... I literally read it about 2 hours before we came on. They're no longer interested, basically. They didn't say it quite so simply as that. But no, they don't want him anymore. And supposedly it's because they would have had to give up Draymond and Wiggs. Is that correct?
Yeah, or I think it was also Kuminga or Wiggins.
I see.
And Wiggins, sorry. The Warriors only wanted to trade one of them and the Heat want 2, essentially.
Well, I don't blame either team for not wanting that, to be honest. If that's what it took from everyone. Yeah, the Warriors giving... Kuminga's been bloody brilliant, Tims. There's no way they want to give him up. Draymond still adds a bit too much to the team, in my opinion, to get rid of. Wiggins can be shiftable. I like Wiggins, though. I'm not saying that he's... get rid of him immediately. Wiggs is shiftable, but if you have to give up another with him, then I just don't know if it's worth it. It's a risk, Tims. Whereas when you're getting someone like Jimmy, you don't want it to be a risk. When you're paying someone 50 mil, you don't want that to be it might work out, or we might regret it.
I think for Phoenix, it's a desperate trade. That's the way I see it. You know, it's a desperation, last resort trade to try and save this team, which is sinking right now this season.
Yeah.
And like I say, I don't think it makes them anywhere near a title contender, which is pretty much what Jimmy Butler is looking for.
Yeah.
I think. One potential landing spot I saw, and this is
Yeah,
I'll give credit to, it's via Sam Vecini of The Athletic.
I know where you're going to say.
And it was the Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh.
Did you see this?
No, I didn't.
Memphis Grizzlies, and he's got a 3-way trade with the Pistons. Grizzlies adding Jimmy Butler, essentially trading Marcus Smart, Gigi Jackson. I think Brandon Clark was included with a few picks as well.
Yeah.
Imagine Jimmy on the Grizzlies. That would be
that would be
disgusting.
Yeah, that would be really lethal.
But anyway, that was a landing spot I didn't consider at all, and I saw Chris's article and thought, actually, you know what? See, that makes sense to me. That really does make sense to me. The Memphis Grizzlies, you know, I think they're 3 seed right now in the West, but they're not really being talked about as genuine title contenders. But adding Jimmy Butler to this core they have around Jaren Jackson, Ja Morant, that's scary to me.
If the Kings, now that they're on the up slightly, should the Kings go for Jimmy? Now, I don't know if he'd want to go there, but they've got the assets. Well, they'd have to give up Fox or DeRozan. They'd probably give up DeRozan after just acquiring him. But DeRozan he's big money in trade talks. Like, he's a big asset, isn't he?
Yeah, and the salary works. I think they'd have to give up some picks and other assets to go with DeRozan, but I don't mind that at all, Barn.
Me neither. Now that they've been winning a few games, maybe they don't want to give up Sabonis or Fox. Maybe they want to acquire someone else, and maybe Jimmy's that guy.
Yeah, no, it's very reasonable, I think. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of these trades seem like desperation moves to me, and I'm not sure. I just don't know what's going to happen. But
you are not wrong, Tims.
Yeah.
Someone like the Rockets could go out for him only because they're so deep. They got a few picks in the next couple of years. And that's not a desperation trade. That's them actually thinking about it. And like you say, with the Grizzlies as well, they're third seed at the moment. Jimmy could add some real firepower to them. He's also 35, Tim's like. He's only going to add you firepower for a few years, isn't he? You don't want to give up too many young talents for someone who's getting on a bit, do you?
Precisely. And that's why the Suns move, for example, doesn't make sense to me because if I'm trading for Jimmy Butler, I'm in a team that's in pure win now mode.
Correct.
With a genuine chance of winning the title this season. And I don't know. Maybe the Suns become a new team with a new lease of life with Jimmy Butler, but I'm not sure I see that happening. So I'm sticking with the Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies is the most exciting move to make.
Interesting.
To make a move for Butler, which I don't think is getting talked about. I don't know if it's realistic either, to be fair. But
but he's got to go now, Tim. He's not, like you say, he's not going to play for the Heat again, is he?
Exactly. He will be traded.
Now it gets really interesting, doesn't it?
He will be traded for sure.
Yeah.